Attraction is not moral. That sentence alone threatens your identity. You were taught that being good earns desire, that honesty creates connection, that effort is rewarded. Those beliefs did not make you noble. They made you predictable. Attraction does not respond to virtue. It responds to position. This is where most men fracture. Because morality feels safer than hierarchy. And hierarchy feels brutal. But selection has never been gentle. Nature does not negotiate. It filters. No animal earns attraction by explaining intention. No predator proves sincerity. No empire expands by asking permission. Attraction is a silent ranking system. It scans without emotion, without fairness, without apology. The moment you enter awareness, you are assessed. Not consciously, biologically. Your posture is read. Your pace is measured. Your restraint is tested. Before words land, you are placed. You think she asks, "Is he kind?" She doesn't. She asks, "Where does he stand?" That question is not cruel. It is efficient. Every arena operates this way. The office, the street, the bedroom, different costumes, same hierarchy. Men who believe attraction is emotional misunderstand the battlefield. Emotion comes later. Rank comes first. You do not build attraction with effort. Effort is movement. Movement is visible. Visibility invites pricing. The man who moves first exposes urgency. Urgency exposes need. Need exposes weakness. Weakness is not judged. It is exploited. This is not psychology. This is economics. Scarcity sets value. Abundance collapses it. High rank is quiet because it can be. Low rank explains itself because it must. Watch closely. The general does not rush the front line. The predator does not sprint before the strike. The casino does not chase gamblers. Only those who need outcomes chase them. Chasing is a confession. A confession of imbalance. A confession of hunger. A confession of position. You were told pursuit shows courage. It doesn't. It shows dependency disguised as bravery. Attraction reads dependency instantly. The nervous system does not debate intention. It reacts to imbalance. Fast replies. Over-availability. Reassurance offered unasked. These are not kindness. They are leaks. Every leak collapses mystery. Mystery is not manipulation. It is unspent potential. Once everything is visible, nothing pulls. You think comfort builds closeness. Comfort builds familiarity. Familiarity builds predictability. Predictable systems are safe. Safe systems are ignored. Attraction is not built on safety. It is built on uncertainty under control. That is why unstable men sometimes attract attention early. Not because instability is attractive. Because short-term unreadability creates tension. But instability cannot hold. What replaces it is worse. The man who reacts becomes managed. The man who explains becomes handled. The man who reassures becomes consumed. Consumed men are useful. They are not desired. This is the first fracture you must accept. She is not responding to your intention. She is responding to your position. Position is communicated through restraint. Silence is not absence. It is pressure. Delay is not disinterest. It is filtration. Stillness is not weakness. It is threat without movement. Rooms feel it. Crowds feel it. Women feel it. They do not label it consciously. They adjust to it instinctively. This is observer gravity. The man who does less becomes the reference point. When you pause, others fill space. When you withhold, others project. Projection is information. Information is leverage. The man who moves first pays. The man who waits prices the exchange. Attraction is no exception. Romance culture tells you to perform, to prove, to pursue. The arena rewards none of this. The arena rewards men who are not in a hurry to be understood. Men who do not rush to be liked. Men who do not trade silence for approval. Those men force recalibration. She slows down, she watches closer, she tests indirectly, not because she wants dominance, because hierarchy is unclear. Unclear hierarchy creates tension. Tension creates attraction. This is the inversion most men resist. They believe goodness secures position. Goodness without leverage is decoration. Position comes first. Behavior is interpreted second. Until you accept this, you will keep negotiating desire. And negotiation always reveals who needs the deal more. Reaction is not communication. It is payment. This is where the hierarchy flips. You were taught that responding shows interest, that reassurance builds safety, that explanation proves maturity. Those beliefs did not make you respected. They made you expensive to yourself. Every reaction is currency. Attention is the bill. Emotion is the tip. Urgency is the tax. And you keep paying without knowing the price. The moment you react emotionally, the exchange locks. Not romantically, economically. Someone pushes, you respond. Someone delays, you explain. Someone tests, you reassure. Each move feels small in isolation. Together they form a confession. You are affected, you are invested, you need the outcome. Need is visible. Visibility collapses rank. This is the reaction economy. Whoever reacts first funds the interaction. Whoever stays still prices it. You think replies keep momentum. They don't. They hand it away. Fast replies signal availability. Availability signals surplus. Surplus collapses value. This is not opinion. It is market logic. The casino never begs gamblers to stay. The empire never reassures rebels. The predator never explains the strike. Only those with weaker position overcompensate with movement. Reaction is movement. Movement is traceable. Traceable men get priced. When you reassure, you remove uncertainty. When you explain, you remove imagination. When you chase, you remove leverage. Uncertainty is not cruelty. It is tension under control. Tension is attraction's currency. You think comfort builds closeness. Comfort builds predictability. Predictability kills tension. No tension, no pull. This is why silence feels heavy. It forces the other side to carry weight. Silence is not absence. It is pressure without exposure. Pressure creates movement. Movement reveals rank. This is frame inversion. You believe responding shows confidence. It shows compliance. You believe explaining shows leadership. It shows defensiveness. You believe emotional transparency builds trust. It builds access. Access invites extraction. Extraction drains authority. Every time you rush to clarify, you kneel. Not physically, structurally. You put yourself beneath the exchange. This is why manipulators provoke reactions. They are not attacking you, they are fishing for payment. A delayed reply, a mixed signal, a joke that stings slightly, low-cost probes, high-reward asymmetry. If you react, they profit. If you explain, they gain control. If you chase, they raise the price. They do not need to dominate you. They need regulation. Your reaction regulates their insecurity. This is why mockery escalates when you engage. They are feeding. Reaction is not strength. It is supply. Silence collapses the economy. No response means no data. No data means no leverage. No leverage creates anxiety. Anxiety causes mistakes. This is prediction armor forming. When you become unreadable, targeting fails. They do not know how to move you, so they escalate. More tests, sharper jokes, longer delays. This is narcissist panic. They lost regulation. You did nothing. Your stillness forced self-exposure. This is observer danger. The unmoved man becomes the reference point. The moving one reveals dependence. Watch carefully. When you stop reacting, they start talking more. When you stop explaining, they start justifying. When you stop reassuring, they start chasing clarity. Chasing clarity is low-rank behavior. High rank does not ask where it stands. It lets others guess. Guessing places burden on the observer. Burden creates submission. This is why silence feels like power. It shifts labor outward. You are not ignoring to punish. Punishment seeks reaction. You are withholding to reposition. Positioning denies extraction. Extraction denial is the highest leverage move. You are not cold. You are disciplined. Discipline in the reaction economy. Every time you do not respond immediately, hierarchy pauses. Every time you resist reassurance, tension stays alive. Every time you don't explain, gravity shifts. She wonders, she watches, she adjusts. Not because you demanded it, because the system recalibrates. Reaction is payment. Silence collapses profit. Mockery is not humor. It is a probe. Teasing is not flirting. It is calibration. Delays are not accidents. They are pressure tests. Mixed signals are not confusion. They are control attempts. This is where most men misread the arena. They think attraction tests are emotional. They are not. They are regulatory. A test asks one question only: can I move him? Not impress, not charm. Move. Movement reveals rank. A joke that cuts slightly. A delayed reply. A sudden withdrawal. A public tease. Each costs her almost nothing. Low risk, high upside. If you react, she gains data. If you explain, she gains leverage. If you chase, she gains position. This is asymmetry. It costs her nothing to poke. It costs you status to respond. That is why these tests exist, not to hurt you, to locate you. Insecure performers do not seek dominance. They seek regulation. They need to know they matter. They need to know they can affect you. They need reassurance without asking for it. Your reaction supplies all three. This is why tests increase when you engage. You think you're bonding, you're feeding. Reaction is not strength. It is supply. Every laugh that comes too fast, every explanation, every defensive clarification, each one confirms something. You are inside her frame. Inside frames, you are manageable. This is observer gravity. Whoever moves becomes the performer. Whoever stays still becomes the reference point. Most men reverse this without noticing. They lean forward emotionally. They overcommunicate tone. They try to show tolerance. Tolerance without boundaries is submission. Submission collapses hierarchy. Non-reaction flips gravity. When a joke lands and nothing comes back, something breaks. She expected feedback. A laugh. A defense. A reassurance. She receives nothing. Nothing is destabilizing. Silence removes the mirror. Without a mirror, the performer sees herself. This is self-exposure. She starts filling the space, talking more, clarifying, justifying, checking. Each word leaks. Leakage reveals insecurity. Insecurity reveals who needs regulation. This is why silence feels dangerous. It forces the other side to carry the interaction alone. Carrying weight exposes rank. You are not ignoring to punish. Punishment seeks reaction. You are withholding to reposition. Positioning denies regulation. When you do not react, the test returns to sender. She feels it immediately. Did that land? Did I go too far? Why didn't he respond? Questions replace confidence. Confidence leaking is hierarchy shifting. This is narcissist panic. Not clinical, structural. Anyone who needs feedback to feel stable panics when feedback disappears. They escalate. Sharper jokes. Longer delays. More obvious provocations. This escalation is not power. It is loss of control. They are trying to regain regulation. You do nothing. Doing nothing is not passive. It is extraction denial. Extractors require sequence. Push response. Test feedback. Delay reassurance. Remove the response and the machine stalls. Stalled systems leak behavior. Behavior reveals motive. This is judo pull. You do not push back. You let their momentum expose structure. Most men fail here. They rush to clarify intent. They rush to prove emotional intelligence. They rush to show humor tolerance. They believe strength is tolerance. Strength is containment. Containment keeps emotion internal. External calm remains intact. This is why stillness terrifies insecure performers. They cannot read timing. They cannot predict outcome. They cannot calibrate strategy. Prediction failure creates anxiety. Anxiety forces mistakes. Mistakes reveal rank. Watch closely. The one who keeps testing is the one who needs reassurance. The one who keeps teasing is the one who fears irrelevance. The one who keeps provoking is the one seeking regulation. Desire does not test. Insecurity does. Interest moves clean. Fear circles. Circling is low-rank behavior. Non-reaction does not insult. It exposes. You are not cold. You are unreadable. Unreadability is danger. Danger commands attention. Attention flows upward. This is observer gravity installing. The room adjusts to the unmoved. Others start watching you. They check your reaction before committing. They slow down. They recalibrate. Hierarchy updates quietly. No confrontation. No argument. No dominance display. Just stillness. Stillness forces truth out of people. Those who respect boundaries adjust calmly. Those who seek control escalate emotionally. Escalation reveals intent. Intent once revealed cannot be hidden. This is the double bind. If she pushes, she exposes insecurity. If she retreats, she concedes ground. Either way, you gain data. Data without exposure is power. You are predictable. That is why you are targeted. Not because you are weak. Because you are readable. Readability is access. Access is extraction. Every emotional variable you display becomes a handle. Tone shifts. Reply speed. Mood transparency. Explanation habits. Each one gives coordinates. Coordinates allow targeting. Targeting allows leverage. This chapter removes that leverage. Unreadability is not mystery. It is denial. Denial of data. Denial of rhythm. Denial of sequence. When variables disappear, extraction fails. This is prediction armor. Most men think silence is absence. It is not. Silence is removal of feedback loops. Without feedback, systems stall. Every manipulative structure relies on sequence, stimulus response, pressure adjustment, test reaction. Remove the response and the system breaks. This is extraction denial. You are not responding because response costs position. You are not explaining because explanation kneels. You are not clarifying because clarity is mercy. Mercy is weakness in competitive arenas. Silence removes mercy from the equation. That is why anxiety rises around the unmoved. Anxiety is not emotion. It is system failure. When someone cannot predict you, cognition drains. Threat detection activates. Threat detection is expensive. Expensive processes cause errors. Errors reveal rank. Watch it happen. They hesitate. They overthink messages. They soften tone. They escalate signals. Escalation without cause is exposure. Exposure reveals need. Need collapses hierarchy. This is why unreadable men feel dangerous, not aggressive. Dangerous. Danger is not noise. It is uncertainty with weight. The nervous system reacts to uncertainty faster than logic. This is primal biology, not strategy. Your silence forces their nervous system to work harder. Work harder for what? For information you are no longer giving. This is attention withdrawal as a weapon. You are not punishing, you are refusing to regulate. Regulation is what insecure performers need. They require feedback to feel stable. Your unreadability denies it. Denied regulation creates narcissist panic. Not clinical, structural. They try to reinsert themselves into your field. More messages, sharper jokes, sudden warmth, sudden cold. These are not signals of confidence. They are attempts to regain prediction. Prediction equals control. Control equals safety for them. Your stillness removes safety. This is why silence shifts rooms. People begin adjusting around you. They slow their speech. They choose words carefully. They wait. Waiting exposes rank. High rank does not wait for permission. Low rank waits for reaction. When others wait on you, gravity has shifted. You did not demand it. You removed variables. Variable removal forces recalibration. Recalibration is uncomfortable. Discomfort reveals hierarchy fear. Fear sharpens attention. Now they watch you. Earlier, you were being scanned. Now they are. This is observer danger. The observer is never rushed. The performer always is. Performers need response to stay relevant. Observers do not. This inversion terrifies insecure systems. They cannot map you. They cannot time you. They cannot pressure you predictably. So they guess. Guessing creates mistakes. Mistakes leak motive. Motive reveals position. This is judo pull. You are not resisting pressure. You are letting momentum expose structure. Most men collapse here. They rush to clarify silence. They rush to explain boundaries. They rush to say, "I'm just busy." Busy explanations are still explanations. Explanation is submission disguised as politeness. Submission restores predictability. Predictability restores extraction. You do not restore it. You let silence sit. Silence is pressure without direction. Pressure without direction confuses. Confusion slows action. Slowed action seeds control. This is how unreadability reorganizes hierarchy. Not loudly, quietly. Meetings shift. Emails slow. People choose language more carefully. They ask fewer direct questions. They hedge. Hedging is low-rank behavior. The man who hedges seeks safety. The man who remains unreadable becomes the threat. Threat does not need to speak. Threat is assumed. This is why explanation destroys prediction armor. Explanation gives shape. Shape gives edges. Edges can be gripped. Silence has no edges. Nothing to grab, nothing to pull, nothing to push against. This is containment. Containment is emotional discipline under uncertainty. Discipline terrifies unstable systems. Unstable systems leak. Leakage is dominance ground. You collect it without exposure. They move because you don't. That is the shift. Gravity does not chase objects. Objects fall toward gravity. Most men reverse this law. They chase attention. They chase clarity. They chase reassurance. Chasing exposes dependence. Dependence collapses rank. Stillness does the opposite. Stillness creates reference. In every arena, the reference point commands tempo. The one who waits controls sequence. Sequence controls outcome. This is gravity shift psychology. Not charisma, not confidence, stability. Stability under pressure. When you stop rushing responses, time stretches around you. When you stop filling silence, others overfill it. When you stop initiating, initiative reorients. This is not theory. Watch any interaction carefully. The first to speak after tension appears is paying. The first to explain is compensating. The first to chase is surrendering position. Movement reveals need. Need reveals hierarchy. Hierarchy is felt before it is named. Crowds do not align with fairness. They align with stability. Stability looks like calm delay while others itch. That itch is hierarchy fear. Fear of being left behind. Fear of misreading position. Fear of losing access. Your stillness activates that fear. Not because you threatened, because you didn't move. This is why gravity shifts without conflict. No argument, no dominance display. No confrontation, just imbalance. The nervous system reads imbalance instantly. When one man stays calm while others adjust, rank is assigned. Assigned, not negotiated. Negotiation implies equality. Equality kills attraction and authority. Stillness creates asymmetry. Asymmetry forces recalibration. Recalibration looks like waiting. They wait for your reply. They wait for your reaction. They wait for your approval to proceed. Waiting is exposure. High rank does not wait. Low rank waits for signals. This is why rushing feels polite, but reads submissive. Politeness is not neutral. It is a signal of priority placement. When you rush, you prioritize them above yourself. That priority is logged. Logged priorities become leverage. Stillness removes leverage by removing sequence. There is no next move to exploit. This is containment. Containment is not withdrawal. It is control over timing. Timing is power currency. Whoever controls timing controls pace. Pace decides who leads. Leadership here is not vocal. It is gravitational. People begin adjusting their schedules. They soften demands. They hedge statements. Hedging is rank concession. Concession happens subconsciously. This is why explanations destroy gravity. Explanation restores symmetry. Symmetry invites negotiation. Negotiation invites extraction. You do not extract from gravity, you orbit it. This is why stillness bonds crowds. When one man does not react, others align unconsciously. They assume he has options. They assume he has leverage. They assume he knows something. Assumption creates mystique. Mystique creates restraint. Restraint creates order. Order elevates rank. You did not claim authority. Authority formed around you. This is silent escalation. No one feels attacked, yet behavior changes. Meetings slow when you speak less. Messages lengthen when you delay. Challenges soften when you don't engage immediately. This is not coincidence. It is gravity alignment. The insecure performer feels it first. They increase effort. They increase emotional output. They seek reassurance indirectly. Indirect seeking is confession. Confession exposes dependence. Dependence flips hierarchy. This is frame inversion. Earlier, you were proving value. Now they are testing access. Access tests reveal who needs who. The man who needs access loses position. Stillness denies access without hostility. Hostility invites resistance. Resistance creates friction. Friction creates counterforce. Stillness creates none. This is judo pull. You do not push back, you let their momentum lean forward. Leaning forward emotionally is loss of center. Loss of center triggers hierarchy fear. Fear sharpens attention. Now they watch you. Earlier, you were being evaluated. Now you are the reference. This is observer axis installation. Observers do not chase outcomes. They allow outcomes to approach. Approach reveals intention. Intention reveals rank. Rank stabilizes quietly. This is why gravity shifts feel eerie. No one can point to a moment. There was no line crossed, no dominance asserted, no threat made, yet everyone feels it. Who moves first? Who waits? Who fills space? Who controls silence? Silence is not empty, it is weighted. Weighted silence bends behavior. This is the law installed here. The one who can wait controls the room, and the one who cannot reveals everything. You are not becoming dominant. You are removing what made you visible. That is the frame shift. Effort dies first. Effort is motion without leverage. Motion without leverage is noise. Noise attracts management, not respect. The sovereign frame begins when effort collapses. Not laziness, containment. Containment means nothing leaks, no urgency, no justification, no emotional broadcast. Broadcasting is a request to be interpreted. Interpretation hands control away. Approval seeking dies next. Approval seeking is permission addiction. Permission addiction signals low ground. High ground does not ask, it occupies. The sovereign male does not explain himself into safety. He lets uncertainty exist. Uncertainty is not cruelty. It is pressure. Pressure forces others to reveal posture. This is identity replacement. You are no longer trying to be chosen. Choice has inverted. Others begin adjusting behavior without instruction. That is the marker. Timing replaces effort. Timing is when you move, not how hard. Hard work is visible. Visible work is priceable. Timing is invisible. Invisible advantages cannot be negotiated away. The sovereign does not rush outcomes. Rushing exposes attachment. Attachment is leverage handed to the other side. This is why explanation collapses power. Explanation is a confession of emotional position. Every explanation answers a question that was never owed. Owed answers create debt. Debt collapses authority. The sovereign frame carries no debt, no apology for silence, no justification for delay, no correction of misinterpretation. Correction implies vulnerability. Vulnerability invites probing. Probing escalates extraction. Extraction ends dominance. This is why absence matters. Absence is not neglect. It is filtration. Filtration removes low-quality interactions automatically. Those who respect boundaries adjust calmly. Those who seek control escalate emotionally. Escalation reveals intent. Intent once revealed cannot be hidden. This is the double bind. If they push, they expose insecurity. If they retreat, they concede ground. Either outcome stabilizes hierarchy. The sovereign does not react to tests. Tests are for those seeking feedback. Feedback is currency. Currency funds the other side's position. Silence collapses the economy. This is validation kill. Validation keeps unstable systems alive. Remove it, and behavior reorders. The sovereign frame does not chase clarity. Clarity seeking is fear of uncertainty. Fear is read instantly. Read fear invites management. Management replaces attraction and respect. This applies everywhere. Dating, work, social arenas. Hierarchy does not care about context. It cares about position. Position is communicated through restraint. Restraint under pressure is dominance ground. The sovereign male holds center while others orbit. Orbiting is not loyalty. It is adjustment. Adjustment means gravity has formed. Gravity does not negotiate. It pulls. This is why crowds bond with strength. Strength here is not aggression. It is calm delay while others hurry. The hurried man is always below. He is responding to external tempo. The sovereign sets tempo by not moving. Movement comes later. When it comes, it lands heavier. This is ghosting dominance. Misunderstood. Ghosting is not disappearing to punish. Punishment seeks reaction. Reaction is weakness. Sovereign absence is natural disinterest in low-return exchanges. Return on interaction matters. Low return drains authority. High authority conserves energy. Conservation looks cold to the needy. Needy interpretations are irrelevant. Meaning is assigned by rank. High-rank silence is strength. Low-rank silence is avoidance. Rank decides meaning. The sovereign never corrects meaning. Correction is defense. Defense implies threat. Threat implies vulnerability. Vulnerability invites attack. This is why bullets disarm when fired too early. Early aggression reveals fear. The sovereign waits. Waiting sharpens perception. Perception without reaction is observer danger. Others feel watched without being judged. That tension forces self-regulation. Self-regulation is submission without command. This is the cleanest form of control. No confrontation. No coercion. No display. Just containment. Containment installs inevitability. Attraction emerges under these conditions without permission. Respect stabilizes without requests. Hierarchy locks quietly. You are no longer performing dominance. You have replaced the identity that needed to. The sovereign male frame is not learned. It is what remains after subtraction. Remove urgency. Remove explanation. Remove validation hunger. What remains is timing, restraint, and absence of need. Absence of need is final leverage, because nothing pulls you, and nothing that pulls you can control you.